And we're live.
And open.
Funny story about that.
What?
Might be one of my games I'm going to talk about this week.
Oh, holy shit! I did buy that too. I didn't even put it in yet.
Man, what is that guy's name in Destiny? Oh, he wrote it down.
Oh, what was the There was something else going on. Oh man, going back to the 360, man. Like I don't understand.
That's rough. That's a rough
Like,
time.
And what's worse is like my memory of it was so functional. Like and I never
Yeah.
had a problem. We went back and we had a nightmare.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, we used it for so long that it's like, yeah, it's a 360. Like, the interface was great. It just works. And you load it up and you're like, this is so horrifically slow. How was I ever using this?
How was I ever happy about it?
Right.
You know?
Where is all this stuff? Oh, right. Avatars. Great. I don't want that.
Yeah, it was just 3 games. I feel like I did a lot more than that. Well, probably because I finished one.
I didn't have time to play anything this week. This week was kind of a disaster.
I feel the same way. That I don't know. I did have some fun. Actually, I had a lot of fun with gaming this week when I was playing.
Yeah.
Like it was just one of those where you're actually enjoying what you're playing and you're not like slogging through it just to finish it.
Yeah. It's kind of a nice change of pace right now.
Yeah, but I'm trying to I'm trying to look like what's coming up soon that I should be excited for. Like I don't, nothing really. Mortal Kombat. Like
Let me load up the list because we have a minute for give people to hop
ooh,
in chat here.
speaking of Mortal Kombat, they have the 1998 to 1999 Mortal Kombat Conquest full 22 seasons on DVD at Best Buy.
Oh wow.
I had no idea that show even existed.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I guess it was on the WB.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, how did I miss this show? Because it was actually not bad.
Wow. Yeah, Mortal Kombat X comes out on the 14th. That's the only thing coming out that week. Next week isn't anything. The week after that isn't anything. And Wolfenstein: The Old Blood comes out on the 5th. So,
Like today, the 5th?
No, like March. Or May 5th, I mean.
May. Oh, look, that's Avengers week. Isn't it?
Oh, is it that already?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm pretty
man,
sure.
I'm not even caught up on, like, the second... like, everything after the Avengers. Oh, man. I gotta do
Oh,
that.
the rest of the Phase 2 stuff?
Yeah, like, the second Captain America movie, the second...
Thor?
Yeah, I haven't watched that one. Both of those are supposed to be really good.
I think whatchamacallit is, The Winter Soldier is also a really good movie.
I heard that was really, really good.
Like, just a good movie. And, like, watching that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, the shit that's going on in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, it's kind of driving me nuts.
Yeah?
Well, because of what happened at the... I don't know if you watched any of it, or...
No, I've been meaning to, because, I mean, it's something while I'm playing Destiny, I can just kind of watch that on the other TV.
Well, something that's going on, like... so, do you know how Season 1 ended with Fitz and Gemma?
No,
ending
I know nothing.
Okay.
I've been kind of keeping in the dark about that, because I kind of want to go on the ride myself.
It's a good ride. Well, something happens at the end after something ends up in the ocean, and then they're having this big debate after the whole fall of Shield thing, which I'd imagine you know that, right?
No, but I mean, it would have to happen at some point in the show.
Okay. Well, not it actually happens in the Winter Soldier, and then like the fallout happens in Agents of Shield.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Damn it, I can't tell you anything more.
I'm gonna have to get my timeline down right.
Yeah. I don't know, because I have no one to talk about that show with. Like, no one's watching it.
Maybe I can convince Meg to start watching it with me. She loves all the Marvel stuff.
It's a slow burn.
I heard the first season is a real slow burn.
It's a slow burn until you get probably 9 episodes in, and then you really start.
It all comes together.
Yeah, it starts moving at a better pace. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Espionage.
Spy stuff.
But no, Justified's, I think last episode is next week. Holy fuck, man. That is one of the best shows on TV.
I'm excited for it to finish so I think I only watched like the first 2 seasons, and now I can kind of
It's outstanding.
Finish that up.
It does nothing but get better. I mean, man, that guy's so fucking cool.
Yeah. He's just so good.
Yeah, let's see. What else we're watching, like, religiously?
I haven't been watching any TV at all lately.
I don't know. I'm sad Suburgatory's gone.
Oh, yeah.
That was such a guilty pleasure show for me.
I need to catch up on Bob's Burgers.
Oh, Bob's Burgers is always great.
I feel like so many people just underestimate how well written that show is. Well,
they just think, like, oh, Bob's Burgers, whatever.
It's a cartoon.
I was like, you don't get it. Like, that show is fucking sharp.
Meg and I, whenever the cat poops on the floor, one of us will be like, the mad pooper. Like, oh, God, that show is so good.
You'll never catch me alive. Or anytime, like, I'm holding, like, my really expensive knife.
Yeah.
I think of that episode with Bob and the guy in the bar with the hammer, and they're having I can't remember his name. Where they're like, "Who can hammer a nail faster?" And he ends the singing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, hammers in." And he's like, "Well, I can't beat up my knife." He's like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Whap whap 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 whap." His $900 knife is just bent to shit.
God, that show's good. Actually, we still religiously watch Modern Family.
Oh, that last episode was great.
I haven't caught up in the last couple, but I think if if anybody wants to know, like, if anybody isn't willing to start on, like, the first season and watch it from there, I think they need to watch that Vegas episode.
That's a good one.
That's one of the best written and directed episodes of that show.
I think the last one where they catch Luke and Manny drinking fake tequila.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Gloria catches them doing it. Like,
awesome.
She sets them up, replaces it with water, and they're acting all drunk and paranoid. They're looking up how to do tequila shots, and it tells, like, well, pour the shot in the belly button. See, they looked up body shots.
That show has no right to be that good.
It's the cast. That cast all plays off each other. Even the kids are really good.
Oh yeah.
Man, there's another thing I'm watching too. Oh, this Mortal Kombat thing was awesome though. It's totally sucked me in.
That's surprising.
I was like, oh, who's coming in next week? Like, I just watched the Quan Chi episode. Was really good.
Huh.
And if anyone should play Kratos, it's that dude. It's just his voice is perfect.
Oh yeah.
But, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, you ready to kick this thing?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me, as always, is Knobs.
What's up?
The Hannah is not here today. He is off doing Easter-related festivities. So, best of luck to him and his.
So we bring you a very secular cast.
Yes. We'll bring you a classic TVGP. Heathens.
Heathens. Heathens 2015. What's up?
What's up? A new episode of Picking Up the Pixels is out now. Episode 45. We're way up there. Musim and I talk about RPGs. If you love RPGs, we spend about an hour talking about them. Go check it out. PickingUpThePixels.com. And without further ado, Knobs, what have you been playing?
Well, I'm just moving this just so
playing
I can
Spider
see
Solitaire over there.
Your beautiful face.
Hey, ladies.
What's up?
What's up?
Anyway, All right, so this week we kind of had a little throwback week for Monday Night Game Night. We decided to play Gears of War Judgment.
Okay.
Since Scott found some very cheap copies and shipped them off to Tomsy and Donnie,
He's just
and then
the giving tree over there.
oh yeah, well it's what we do in our collective group of friends. We want
Yeah.
someone to play something, we'll buy it and send it to
You
you.
find $7 copies of Gears of War Judgment. You give them to your friends as a questionable gift.
What's even better is today they're free with gold.
Amazing. Amazing.
So I haven't sent Scott that message yet. I just saw it and I started laughing.
Just, he's fuming from there.
He's like, "Do you think I should do it? Do you think it's worth $6?" I was like, "Yeah, it's worth $6.
Yeah,
No
anything's
problem."
worth $6.
So oh man. So we all got it installed and patched and whatever, and then us trying to join a party in the 360 mainframe was ridiculously hard. Like none of our mics were working. You could hear one person, the other people were scratchy. It took us probably 45 minutes to get into a functioning party together.
The funny part about it is you and I were talking before we started recording about, like, man, how did we ever deal with, like, that interface and parties and all that? Like, how did we ever deal with those headsets? Because, I mean, like, if you would have to get, like, chicken's blood and, like, sacrifice a goat to get 4 human beings in a party. Don't even talk about 6.
Yeah.
4 people in a party that could hear each other, and one person wasn't just the whole time. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of us had graduated up to the wireless headsets, and you're like, when was the last time you threw one of those things on a charger?
and when's the last time any of those really worked?
Yeah.
We're just like, can
we always
anyone
get
hear me?
Like,
Hello?
hello? Hey, Marco.
Yeah.
Dang it, turn it on, turn it off, and it has that really loud beep that just hurts your brain meats like all the time. So we finally got that together, and we fired it up, and it was initially Scott, Tomsy, and myself, and Donnie trickled in later. But and then we had to mess with the party again with trying to get the 4th person in. So we literally were getting rolled on the 2nd checkpoint.
Amazing.
Like we know how to play this game, right?
Yeah, we've gone through Gears of War 3 on insane.
Insane.
And without breaking a sweat.
Well, Scott was giving me guff. He's like, "Well, what'd you set it to?" Normal. I was like, "Why aren't we playing this on hardcore or insane?" I'm like, let's just get our legs back and let's
It's
play
been a
through this.
while, man.
And we are just getting destroyed. We're like, "What is happening?" Like we're throwing random grenades like we've never played it before.
Oh, we have grenades in this one.
Well, because they changed the scheme that where you're only carrying 2 weapons instead of like the D-pad.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I forgot about
So it's not the Gears we're used to right from the rip, and we're all messing up, and we're just going up like who keeps dying, and we're like a couple times the AI characters getting destroyed. We're like, oh man, this isn't going well.
that. Come on, Dom, keep up.
So then we pick up and we're every mutator or whatchamacallit, the Unlock Chronicle thing. Like
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called already.
They're mutators. I don't remember what.
Yeah, well, they're mutators for the next section that you're playing.
Right.
It has like a little story back.
Yeah,
Like,
where it's like, oh, and then the dust storm came in.
like weird. Oh, I'll get to the Dust Storm in a second because that was
That's
another
the
one.
one I remember where I'm like, maybe I'm done with this game.
Well, we died, I don't know, like 15 times in a row in that 2nd checkpoint. Like, it's way too early for us to be getting just handed like this.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so we bust through that. Then we get to the limited sight one.
Oh,
And
no.
by this time we have Donnie in the party. Yeah, limited sight equals death, like 20 times in a row. Like, it was to the point where, like, I don't know what's coming at me. I'm just running with my chainsaw, just hacking away.
You hear
and
a
all of a sudden
ticker
someone
around,
dies,
and you're
you're
like,
like,
uh-uh.
oh my god. We go back to it, and it's like, doesn't even give you time to, like, selecting go. And so every time he was found, they put the mutator back on. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm sitting there like, oh, guys, maybe we should just get through this. No, this will not beat me. I think it's the point where the big butchers and stuff are coming up with the big cleavers.
God, that's right.
You're really getting bum rushed, and you can't see to the face of your gun, to the
Oh yeah.
the business end of your gun, and we're just getting destroyed. I think we spent maybe 20 minutes in there, and they're like, "All right, it's the last time we're doing this." And then of course we beat it. It's like, "All right, we're gonna play until we die." Then we get to the bridge sequence with the Reavers.
Oh god.
Oh,
Just soul crushing.
like it's a lot. Like you have no room to maneuver around here, and we're running up, and we're all split up because we're idiots and we don't remember how to play Gears of War. Oh man! And then there's that one where you have the time limit to get in before the room fills with poisonous gas, and
Oh,
so
God,
we're
that one.
we're all lost, and we're like, all right, we died again. Then we go here, well, we die again. Oh no, we die again. It was one of the most frustrating nights in games that we've had in a long time, but our tenacity was strong that night.
You can just blame it on Judgment being a not great Gears game.
I don't think it's not a great Gears game though. It's just different enough to throw off your skill set.
Yeah, especially with how much Gears 3 we played, especially the Horde mode. Like, I don't know how much time we put in that. Too much.
Well, yeah, there's that, and like the little mini Horde sections that are in the levels themselves. Like,
Oh, that's true, yeah.
apparently the Onyx Guard are just a bunch of D-holes. Like, they were the worst. Like, not only they're just rude to you to begin with, but, okay, you guys stay here and guard this area. We're going to run off and get killed. See ya.
See you later.
You guys used to be awesome. You suck.
Yeah. It's a bad plan.
Yeah. So, we ended up playing that for probably 2-3 hours. And
That's not bad.
I think we maybe got through the first... I think we were halfway through the second character's testimony.
Oh, right. I forgot how that game went.
Yeah, we got through, I think, Baird's initial one, and then the chicks, the Onyx Cadet.
Yeah, I don't remember what her name is.
You don't have a helmet, you don't count. Like, come on, dude. Really? All
It's just rude.
So we haven't gotten to the Marxist guy or Coltrane's yet. So
Right.
I don't know. It's just I forgot how much fun it is playing with people, even though we are dying a lot on normal. Like
Gears co-op is just it's one of those experiences that you wish that everybody had on that platform, because it works the way that you want it to.
Yep.
Like, just hop in, hop out, and it the game doesn't change itself, and the game doesn't get weird because you have a bunch of characters, or you're playing Gears, and it just is more fun with more people.
Well, and that's one of the things that I think a lot of games on the 360 got right, where you don't have to be locked into the same frame as your co-op partner. Like, you can wander off and do whatever you want.
Yep.
Like, I'm always taking these weird, outlandish angles to get to places instead of beelining, like, with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
And I get myself in my fair share of trouble, not gonna lie.
Naturally.
It's just my thing. It's like, hey, up, down, smash. Sorry.
I'm dead.
Reload.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the times where, like, that game does it where if one guy dies, you literally start over.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like, it's hard to hold back that animosity sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. Come on. All right. You hang back. It's just like,
just
you
be cool,
sit in
man.
the corner, let the adults talk.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
We'll be back for you. Stay in the car.
It's one of those great experiences, and we had a lot of fun. I hope we finish it because I'm having a good time. Like, I was really looking forward to playing it on Friday night, but no one was on, so
well, whoops.
It was sad. It was sad.
Yeah.
The next game I played and finished was Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
For the Game Club game this month, and if there's ever a reason. If you don't know anything about Deadpool, everything you need to know is in this game, in his little universe, and what that character really is about.
Yeah.
That game is almost perfect. It's a perfect Deadpool game. I will say that. It's almost a perfect game.
It's got that going for it.
Because outside of its jank, but the characters and how everyone acts, and I had totally forgotten the clones of Gambit just say Mon Ami over and over again at an obnoxious pace as they're running at you to blow up. That's pretty funny. It's just, you have a whole thing, and it's like echoing through the room. Mon Ami, Mon Ami, Mon Ami, Mon Ami. Like, oh.
All right, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think I almost upgraded every weapon in the game at this point because it's my second time through because I can carry all that stuff over.
Oh, nice.
But you have to use it to unlock like as you're playing the game. So you literally have to use the weapon for a certain amount of time.
Right.
The hammers are amazing. Like
Yeah.
they're so good, so good. And exploiting that combo system is so rewarding. So you build up this multiplier, like for every hit you land, it gives multiplier. But if you get hit by anything other than a projectile, it knocks your. So if you get hit with like some dude's laser beam or Gambit's AOE like explosion attack hits you, it sends it back to 0.
Okay.
Or you get hit with a physical blow. But gun bullets, no problem. You can just keep mashing through people, no problem. But it does that thing that they did in X-Men Wolverine Origins where like parts of his costume are getting ripped off
Oh,
and like
yeah.
gibs and like there's like his bicep gets so it's just a stick holding on some meat,
Yeah.
like swinging a sword. But the humor is where that game shines more than anything else. Is I think Noel North did an amazing job.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the humor has to drag that game forward because that's Deadpool. Like, you can't have a serious Deadpool game.
oh yeah, it's like even when you die, like it has that little thing where it pulls up and he pops up and he's just like, really, like in your continue screen. I mean, even the like the background stuff, which you can go back to and look in later in the extras portion, which is literally just the bios, and it has like the little comic book things about what Deadpool thinks that character is.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic. And I forgot how fun that level was with the Sentinel arms, where you're plugging stuff in and you're moving the arm around to get in different directions, or you pull it like a cannon to shoot like the laser blast. And then my favorite one is when he's like, where you're getting these parts to make one of the Sentinel boots work, and you're using it to get around the level, which you're in no control where this thing goes.
Yeah.
And Cable's telling you what a bad idea it is. He's like, I don't know. It's like, no, this idea is awesome.
You should probably listen to Cable.
Yeah.
He's seen
like,
stuff.
It's like, well, I'm from the future. They did a great Facebook gag in the middle of this. Larry updates his status, and he's like, "What? Are you responding from the future?" He's like, "Of course I am. I'm the man out of time."
It's pretty good.
There's so many like deep jokes in this game, even on the surface level. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
But that is a fantastic game. Like whether you're playing it for the game club, I think that's one if you enjoy Marvel characters and see how zany this world or this ethos can be.
Yeah.
You need to play that game. Like even if you're mildly interested in the Marvel movies, just so you can kind of see how much of a failure X-Men Wolverine was with that character.
Yeah.
And it seems like what they're doing on
The CG one.
on this, the CG one, the one that's actually going to be out in, what, February 16, I think the launch date is?
Something like that.
Or the release date? Launch date. Where they had that great thing where they were announcing, they're like, who the heck plays Slater in Saved by the Bell? Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
So they do an interview with Ryan Reynolds, like one of those online things or something, and they have it, and you just see Deadpool walking behind them, and you're like, well, PG-13, and it's like, what? Yeah, well, I think it's smart you guys are marketing to kids. You just see Deadpool in costume walk behind them, and then he just smashes him, and he's like, suck it, Slater, and just walks away. But that's the humor that character is, and it's great.
Yeah.
It really is. Everyone should play that game. I think that's one a lot of people missed.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Well, I think it got bad reviews because the game had some issues. The game had some bugs. You know, a small team. High Moon Studios made it, and they're a small team. Local to San Diego. What's up? And I think I don't think that many people know what Deadpool is about. I think they know what Deadpool is, but they don't know that you run the risk of If you don't understand Deadpool, you run the risk of him being really annoying.
I don't like even though I understand Deadpool like can wear on you if you're not really prepared for it.
Yeah. That's probably the better way of putting it. Like, if you're not prepared for it, you're just sort of like, what is happening? Why is Deadpool talking to me? And he's talking to Nolan North?
He's
What is
talking
happening?
to he's talking to the producers of the game.
Yeah.
Like, but the way they present it, like it's so endearing and like what was lovable about the character.
Yeah, High Moon definitely did really love the character they were making a game of. You know, it wasn't like, oh, Deadpool, alright, he needs to talk to the character, and I don't know, we can get Nolan North probably? Yeah, that'll be funny.
Yeah.
You know, it really was. They were having fun with it. You know, sort of in the same way that the later parts of Lego Marvel Superheroes did, where it's like, okay, we're going to reach all the way to the bottom of this Marvel bag and pull out really crazy stuff that even Marvel is trying to forget about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they captured it as perfect as you can with that game, and for me it never overstayed its welcome.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of times, and like when Deadpool makes his appearances, and he's great in small doses, but for him to stay for a 8-hour game like that and not be obnoxious by the end,
Yeah. That takes some talent.
it's brilliant writing.
Yeah.
Like, that game was from head to toe was written amazingly well.
Yeah.
Play it. I was so happy that game got
It's
voted
cheap.
for.
I mean, you can find it for a song anywhere. Except on Steam, obviously.
But it's one of my favorite games. Like, and I had forgotten how much I really enjoyed that game. And that fighting system's fun.
Yeah.
Like, just trying to get yourself more Deadpool points so you can buy more stuff.
Yeah.
And you can earn them at a stupid clip, too.
Yeah.
And then you get upset when you make a mistake and get hit. You're like, oh, man, that just cost me 30,000.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm not going to upgrade my damage right now.
Ah, the kudos system.
But it's fantastic. It's exactly what it was. It's almost a kudos system.
Yeah.
One mistake and you're punished for it. And it's not of, the fact of, the game cheating you. It's just you messed up.
Yeah, you got a little too greedy. It's the perfect risk-reward system. Where either you could take a breather and get 30,000, or maybe I could keep fighting and get 60,000. Whoop, nope, I have 0.
Yeah, or even just that. Like, there was a couple times I had it up to like 60 multiplier, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be huge, and I'm like, son of a, like, oh,
Mon ami and mon ami.
Yeah, and it was one of those too, where like I did not see him coming.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun and a lot of creative stuff. Like, I think they accidentally roll credits like 3 times in that game. Like, he's just like, I'll print it. Girls on his legs, guns in the air. Like, it's...
Oh, man.
It's awesome. And they got the look of him perfect. Like,
yeah.
Like built, but not too spangly, and, him being ripped to pieces and trying to get stuff together. Man... And the trash can humor in that, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. But yeah, enough about that. Speaking of trash can humor, I've been playing Shadow Warrior and loving every minute of it.
I've heard it's really good.
It's not just good, Boston. It is amazingly good.
Really?
Like, I've been sitting here like, wow. Like, oh, wow. There's no reason for this game to be... Because, alright, so... When you load up the game, like, it's playing, like, in the, like, first menu scene or something, like, before you actually hop into the game, I think while you're loading, it's actually playing Shadow Warrior. Like, the 3D rounds loads up, load screen.
Yeah.
Loads up, and it's going through it, and I'm mesmerized at how insanely awful that game was.
Oh, God.
Not just for its look and how it played, because every game played like that back then.
Sure, any build engine game looked like that, but
the
dripping
words,
racism.
The words coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe this.
I can't believe someone got away with that.
This. And so I'm sitting there watching it, and then it rolls into him rolling up to this, like, Chinese-y looking mansion, and he's saying the same stuff. And I'm like, oh, man. I am in for a rough ride here. And then you start playing it, and you're like, wow, this game controls really well.
Yeah.
And the melee system is amazing.
Oh, really?
Like, that katana works so well. Like, that, I'm almost using it exclusively at this point.
Interesting.
And that you got like special attacks with it too, which, like there's one where I think it's left right trigger. Like it's like you put the input in really quick. Like either up does like this crazy like strong stab.
Mm-hmm.
Left does like this 360 spin, and you literally spin, and you're just watching all the damage and stuff fly off, like limbs and heads and whatnot.
Jeez.
Like, oh, I'm loving this game so much. Now, like, I have the one where you do like the shink, and like the little shockwave goes out.
Oh yeah.
Clipping dudes off at the knees, like,
Oh man.
oh, so. So anyway, so I'm at the point, like, I think I just got into chapter 5, and you go back to your house, and you're like, well, and you have this spirit with you. I can't even remember his name. So you have the spirit with you, and he's like, he's an idiot too. Like, even on top of it, you're like, you had 2 talking morons through this entire game, and you're like, well, so I hope so your house is on fire. You're like, well, I hope my armory's still intact. And you're down in the sewers, and you're like, okay, this big vault door opens up, and then like your demon that's with you, you're like, of all the people in the world, I have to get a comic book nerd. He's like, welcome to the Wayne Cave. Like,
oh god.
The Wang Cave. I'm like, oh, come on.
Is the main character's name Lo Wang again?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
And believe me, that's referenced a lot in this game.
I'm sure.
The worst way, and you're just like eye rolling, like, all right.
You're like, all right, I guess
on.
I'll give you that one, but
Like,
I'm not happy about it.
And I've been like doing the same thing. Like, I can't be laughing at this, but man, that's really funny.
I can't be laughing at it, but I'm laughing a little bit, and I hate myself.
Like, and you're angry because you're like, oh, and the fortune cookies all over the place are just so dumb.
I might have to download this game. I know it's available on PS4 as a download.
Well, I picked it up at Best Buy. It was like $20. I was like, why is this $20 already? Like, all right, I think you're worth $20 to check this out.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. One of the fortune cookies made me laugh. He's like, well, who gets their life advice from a cookie should reevaluate their life. And I'm like, whoever said one said your mom says hi, like these are the dumb jokes that I'm like laughing out loud to. Like, I can't help it. They're just so great.
So Amazon has it on sale right now for $16.40. Add to cart. I can toss $16 into the bin for an experiment.
And this is like in the same vein that Deadpool was for me. Like, this is why I love dumb games. Like,
yeah, you're just having a good ride.
You're just along for this ridiculous ride, and I was like, all right, and I'm enjoying every second of this.
Yeah.
Like the last fortune cookie I picked up said, whoever coined the phrase "quiet as a mouse" never stepped on a mouse. Like,
it's like dad jokes all over the place.
And they're like cringeworthy. Like, yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh. But then just to have them pop up on the screen and crack, and then it scrolls out. Like,
yeah, it's just
they're presented like you cannot miss them.
Well, it's also like there was a team of people whose job it was to make fortune cookies look good on a game like this. And
there's a whole like squad cookie
to display a your mom joke.
But what I think what's holding me more into this is the look of this game is stellar.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that.
Like like when you're in bamboo, you feel like you're in bamboo that's blocking out the sun. Like it is like it is not like that fake floss wall. Like it's just repeated over and over. Like you get up onto it, and you're like, yeah, I cannot walk through that even if I tried.
Yeah.
Like the boundaries are set really well. And the leveling up system, there's like 3 or 4, like you have your magics and then your buffs and whatnot. Like in there, like one of them's done like these old scrolls, and as you unlock them, like your karma points, you put them like it like shades in the little section of this painting,
Oh, okay.
It's really cool. And then like your magic spells are like your tattoos. So
Oh,
you get like fresh ink, and like when you go to select it initially, it's like just black, like that's the black
yeah, like
line
that
of it,
outline.
and then it's like that awesome like triad color tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
So like I'm piecing this together, like I got to see what all this looks like, and then I ran into a mirror in the game, and it actually had your dude. Actually, you go to the Wang cave and shave your head, and this guy's questioning why did we come back here so you could shave your head? Well, haven't you ever seen Kung Fu? Like, like he's having this argument with this guy like why he's shaving his head. It's, all heroes shave their head, and the guy's like, who said you're the hero? Well, you did when we first met. So
At least it's like it's self-aware in a fun way.
oh, it's
It's
great.
in on the joke too.
It's like I'm playing two of these ridiculous games back to back, and they're just here I am and I was so frustrated playing Battlefield and all this other stuff that's so serious.
Sad games.
Like there's no reason for like this is why I play games because they're stupid and they're fun, and this
Yeah,
is
and you can do dumb stuff like this.
like dumb in like the worst way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really enjoying Shadow. Like I really enjoy Shadow Warrior. Wow. Like I did not expect it to be as much fun as I'm having with it as I am right now.
Yeah.
It looks great. The gameplay's fun. I just unlocked the akimbo for my SMGs,
Nice.
and how he reloads them is so cool. Like I love great reload animations. Like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
have them both out in akimbo, he just like flicks out two clips, goes chink right back in.
Awesome.
And then reloading the sword, you just kind of turn to the side and just wipe it down. Like it's so dumb. But no, the mirror. So I'm doing all this stuff, like watching him. There is actually performing the animation in like real time back at you.
Wow.
Because like if you have this the gun out and you have like this quick B attack with the sword where it comes out and it just like shink like straight up.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like holding this like this reload with this hand just going like and you know, even with the wipe the sword down and all this other stuff where and like does the animation settle down.
It's all good.
Like even when like you pull the sword out, he unsheaths it like this, and it's even doing it back in me in the mirror. Like I'm so impressed with the mirror. Like it's been
Like the
years.
Duke Nukem 3D
Yes,
future
like,
finally
like
arrives
I'm having this moment all
20
over
years
again.
later.
Like not just like switching weapons and just watching them.
Yeah.
Like damn, I'm looking good. Like it's like that dumb stuff. So I'm having a blast. Let's pick it up. Like I don't know. I can't wait to see where this game goes.
It's cheap. Pick it up.
It is, but that was my gaming this week.
Played a bunch more Destiny with some peeps from the community. Want to give some guys some shout outs. Joined by Dude Since 85 and Gidbix. Both of us played some of the weekly stuff this week. And Dude Since 85, he even tweeted the show about it. Brought his I'm level 32, brought his level 12 character into the Crucible, and we met up randomly, and he gave me the business. He worked me over pretty good for a match.
Oh,
That was not my best showing. But Gidbix and I ran, along with Hannah, ran the Nightfall this week. We did really well, and then Gidbix and I kind of ran some random strikes in the random strike playlist, and that was a good time. So just kind of gathering more peeps to do more stuff every week. So slowly getting a little Destiny posse here. And if anybody's listening, hop in the clan for Destiny. Just search E1M1. We got it. And find me online. Hop in my party. We'll play some Destiny. It's all good. More importantly, two other games. I started and finished the Life is Strange Episode 2.
okay.
Man, was that game a frickin' kidney punch. Holy crap. That is probably the saddest I have felt finishing almost any game. And there's 3 more episodes.
Oh, I was looking at it today. I'm like, I don't know.
It's really good. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of people will be turned off by the language that's used. Not that there's a lot of swearing, but the, they're two college kids and they speak like modern college kids would, so it's a little bit annoying, but enough so that it feels authentic, or at least it sounds authentic. Um, I made a lot of really bad decisions in both of these two episodes, and there were very real and very bad consequences as a result of it. Is that one of your dogs?
Yeah, his tail got in a box and he's wrapping it around. He's happy. What's up, buddy?
Um, so I made a lot of decisions that I thought were really good ones, or the best ones I could make. And episode 2 ended really poorly for me and for a lot of people because of it. They, one of the praises I sung in the first episode was how when you're faced with a serious decision, you can choose one and see that through, and then rewind and choose the other one, and then figure out which one of the two paths you want to go. They play a lot with that in the second episode. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a lot of times where you have that power, but the choices you have to make, none of them are good. So it's sort of like, well, which one do you want to make? Knowing, at the very end, there's a choice. You can choose between three things, and each one of them, when you go through each one of them, they have very serious consequences for, at the very least, you, and if not, the person you're affecting with that choice. So, like, you're presented, I went through all three of them, and I'm sitting there, it asks me this question, and I'm sort of like, I don't know. Because nobody wins. There's not a good decision here. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that in the way that I feel like Walking Dead Season 1 did, where you get to the end of an episode and you made all these choices, and you're sort of like, okay, I don't know if I did the right thing. And I probably won't know until, they're coming out with a new episode every 6 weeks or so. I probably won't know for another couple months, like, if I made the right choice or not, or if I totally screwed something up and, half of the cast is gonna die. It's just it's so good. It has no right to be. I mean, to me, it's on the same. It has the same quality level that The Walking Dead Season 1 did, and I hope it ends as strongly. Is the ending of episode 2, they did the same thing that Telltale does really strongly, where they sort of, before they run the credits, they sort of wrap up that episode with some cliffhangers for the next episode. And I'm just like they slowly introduced, over the first 2 episodes, they're slowly introducing the idea that maybe there's something, maybe there's a mystery. I don't want to spoil anything, but they keep pointing out all this stuff where you're sort of like, oh, well, that's weird. Maybe there's something going on there. I don't know. And there's one shot at the very end of episode 2 where it's sort of like, oh, maybe not everything that's been happening is what it seems. And only 6 more weeks until the next episode, and it's gonna kill me. So. I don't know. I think Life is Strange is great, and I'm really worried about it being a game that gets looked over or overlooked this year, because it's made by the studio who made Remember Me. The game doesn't have a huge budget. It's not getting the most coverage, but it's such a solid, puzzle, like, graphic novel adventure game like Walking Dead is. And I hope that people aren't sick of those, because Telltale is just pumping out more and more and more series, and the waits between episodes are getting longer and longer, that I hope we're not getting into like a Rock Band Guitar Hero thing where it's like, well, I'm just not going to play any of them because this guy keeps coming out with them, that.
Yeah, I don't think you can oversaturate a market like that, though.
I don't know. I think a lot of people are sick of Telltale being like, yeah, we're gonna make a Game of Thrones series now, and it's like, great. How's Tales from Borderlands going? And they're like, oh, nothing to say right now. And then they're like, we're gonna start this other one that has a TV show with it too. And it's like, oh, okay. It's been like 4 months since I got an episode of this thing I'm playing. What's going on? You know.
Yeah, I'd hate to see that turn into like this passing fad.
Well, and
But
also they seem to be the ones that were doing episodic gaming right for a while. And then Dontnod comes out making Life is Strange, and every 6 weeks they say they're going to have an episode. And so far, 6 weeks after the first one, we had a second one. And it came out, no bugs, no issues. It carried over all your stuff. And it does, oh my god, it does that thing I love and I hate. When you finish an episode, it shows all of your choices.
yeah,
I made every single one the opposite of what everybody else in the world did. And they also have a cool thing where you can see your friends' choices too. The complete opposite of my friends. I'm just like, oh, great.
oh, you're evil.
I just, I didn't want to shoot the dude, man. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Can't take me,
Like,
Copper.
you're not playing MGS here. You
Yeah.
can do a kill run.
Yeah, I'm just a college-age girl in Oregon.
That likes the
It's
curse.
pretty close, And the last game I played this week is last night. I didn't really. It's been a long couple of weeks at work, and I was sitting on the couch, and it's like, you know what? I don't really feel like playing Destiny right now. I'm in the end game of Lego Batman 3, so I don't want to play a bunch of like races in the open world, and there's so much content in that game. It's a little overwhelming. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pop in Borderlands 2 in the Handsome Collection. I just want to see how it is. 3 hours later, I'm like, oh, it's 12:30. Crap. Man, Borderlands 2 is still really good.
Yeah.
The funniest part is I didn't realize that Gearbox enabled loyalty rewards through Shift. So as soon as I fire up Borderlands 2, like, you know how they have that loading, the tip on the bottom screen, like on the like the pick a new game, like the main menu. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
There's like a loading tip at the bottom where it's like, don't forget to spend your iridium for upgrades and stuff like that. The game said, have over 100 gold keys, stop saving and start spending, loot awaits. And I was like, that's a weird message. I haven't seen that before. What the heck? So I go in and I load my game. It's going through. It's like, thanks for buying the collector's edition. You have these guns. Thanks for playing Tales from the Borderlands. You have these head skins. And it's going through like the whole thing where it's like, now you have the wildlife sanctuary. I'm like, okay, cool, great, thanks. And then at the end it goes, loyalty rewards redeemed. You have 176 golden keys. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. And they're like, get to Sanctuary and start spending. I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I'm like, you know what? And the menu says it too. And I was like, that can't be right. That's too many. Like, I played a lot of Borderlands 1 and 2. Like, I'm no slouch. But so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make my mission tonight to get to Sanctuary. Because I want to see, is that real? Is that a bug or something? I got to Sanctuary. That's not a bug. And they also gave me a bunch of badass rank. So I had 135 tokens to redeem, which that was fun. But yeah,
I spent like an hour getting all that stuff specced out.
No, you know what I did is I just kept mashing X because I just picked the first one in the list because it's fairly random. So I kind of have an even distribution across everything, and I was like, well, that'll work. Screw, I'm not gonna go through and be like, oh, am I gonna get gun damage or maximum health? I'm just mashing that button where it's like, cool, I'm getting bonuses either way, whatever. And yeah, I get to Sanctuary, and I have 176 golden keys to spend, so I have some really good loot as a level 8 character. I'm rolling around with some fat perps, killing Midgemong, which, even with great gear, that mission is still too hard. I'm just going to put it out there. That mission is unfair.
I haven't played that in so long.
Yeah. So I think that was kind of a nice surprise because I'm not sticking within the same console family, so I can't carry my characters and everything over. So I'm starting Borderlands 2 as a whole from the bottom. So it was kind of nice to go in and get like, I think when I loaded up and I got the rewards for badass rank, I had like 5,003 badass rank, and all of my like the individual items are all rank 0. So I was like, well, hell, now I just start from the bottom here, and I'm already at a better point. So, I think that's kind of neat, because otherwise I'd be carrying all of my characters over and kind of like leveling them up and trying to do everything. But it gives me a little bit more of a reason to start from the beginning again, because I can just get great gear from the golden chest, and then everything is a little bit easier at the beginning. Because how many times have we played the Borderlands 2 intro? It's just a question, Mr. Flint. You know, like, I have half of that memorized, you know? So, but it's still really good. And it's still kind of funny. It's been long enough that I haven't played Borderlands 2 that I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, that was pretty funny.
So I wonder if a lot of the old, like, I wonder if Flesh Stick, like the old hacks and stuff, still work.
Oh, they patched out so much of that. Yeah, unfortunately. But now I have so many golden keys, like, who cares?
What are you doing?
What is this dog's problem? He's excited to play some Borderlands 2, some Blands 2.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's all I've been playing this week, so let's take a break.
Cool.
So itchy. I didn't even have a chance to take a shower before we started recording. That's what my day's been like.
Your hair looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I'm ready to do the next segment.
I guess we're pretty lucky to be our age with a full head of hair.
I consider myself lucky. I haven't gotten a haircut in a couple months. Now I'm starting to look like how long this stuff is.
Look a little shaggy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna... I can't even get to stand straight up.
Oh, we just...
Oh, yes.
Oh. I tell you, I love driving with the windows open. It's what wind in my hair. I feel free.
Good times.
All
right, I'm ready for this next segment if you are. We can just
bang
the rest of this out.
Yeah, let's get going. All right. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for the week of April 6, 2015. Ethereum Mystery Dungeon for the thirds.
I'm so excited for this. They're taking the Etrian Odyssey games and the Mystery Dungeon games and smushing them together a lot like Persona Q, and I was gonna say I had to find my 3DS, and it's just sitting right here.
It's right there.
It's right. Yeah, I can't unplug the power from here, but I can show. Ooh, oh yeah. Ooh,
hey,
salty.
Hey, clicky.
Oh, what do I have going on here?
What's running?
What do I even have in here? Hold on, let me look. Oh, Persona Q.
Oh.
Although it does have, where's the volume on this thing?
Yeah, this is great radio.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
You can probably hear it.
Feeling good.
I got the Hanafuda theme. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Anywho.
Oh.
This is what happens when nobody is here to keep us in check.
That's right. Things get weird. We talk about TV and other stuff.
Yeah.
Bastion for the PlayStation 4 makes its debut.
Go buy it. That game's great. I'm going to buy it again. Because that game's great and I'd like to play it again.
And I'm really debating to pick up this next one, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the 3DS.
The new
XL.
3DS. Don't forget, only the new 3DS. New.
Just be not old.
Yeah. If anybody's interested in this game, first off, it's one of the best JRPGs you can play. It's a little annoying, but it's a JRPG. Don't be like me and don't do all of the side quests, because you will spend 50 hours just burning yourself out. So you don't need to overlevel in that game. The game's pretty easy. Just kind of motor your way through it. Do the ones that sound cool. A lot of them are fetch quests. They don't really get you anything. So don't burn yourself out. The main game is fun, though. Battle system's fun. Apparently the frame rate is good in there. Like they did a good job porting it apparently.
I love the look of that game. That's why I bought it
Yeah.
for the Wii.
Yep. God,
Man.
great soundtrack too.
It's still sealed.
That game is worth so much money. Holy crap. If you still have it
Really?
sealed, you're sitting on
Yeah.
a couple $100.
Really?
Yeah, because it was GameStop exclusive, and they made, I think, one printing, maybe two.
Yeah, because I think I went to 3 or 4 different GameStops to track it down.
Yeah. Yeah, that game's rare.
Hey, every once in a while you get a gem.
Yeah. Speaking of gems, let's move on to news stories. In a really weird, surprising move, Sony buys OnLive, but only their patents. And OnLive's going to close at the end of this month.
Yeah. Well, that experiment ran its course.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I forgot about OnLive's sordid past. So they started in 2010, which I could have sworn was way earlier than that.
Yeah.
They started 2010 and they struggled for a long time. In 2012, all of the employees were laid off, and all of the assets were sold to an investor who relaunched the OnLive company, basically with the same thing they were doing before. And it was doing okay. But I think when Sony bought Gaikai, I think the OnLive team was sort of like, well,
Writing's on the wall.
yeah, I don't know how much people are going to need us anymore. And, we have Steam streaming, we have, there's so much stuff on Twitch. There's Twitch isn't the same, but a lot of people are not playing as many games anymore and watching people play games now.
Yeah.
So it's just a different market. So Sony bought all of their US and foreign patents along with some patent-related assets. And all of the online services are going to stop functioning on April 30th, and they're going to start shutting down operations right after that. So, OnLive is important in the history of gaming, but not as I kind of always wished it would be. It was a little earlier than it should have been.
Well, I mean, it pushed a lot of the big guys to really move more towards those features than anything else.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have done that organically at all. They'd have been,
We would
hey,
never have had
business status
PlayStation
quo.
Now without OnLive. Because Sony'd be like, why am I going to run 1,000 servers to stream PS3 games?
Yeah.
And they could be like, well, you just don't get to play PS3. You could buy a PS3. How's that sound? They're cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sunsetting OnLive, it's a bummer, but I think it's probably the best outcome for OnLive, especially after kind of crawling out of that pit the first time. I think you're going to get a bunch of money. The tech lives on somehow. I don't know what Sony's going to do with it, but it kind of lives on, and that the good OnLive name will live on, and hopefully it'll improve PlayStation Now. Hopefully there's some tech in in those patents that, between that and Gaikai and Sony's technology, they can kind of all, maybe OnLive gets to PS1 and PS2 games. A man can dream.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Speaking of Sony, the FTC unanimously mandates Sony to refund Vita purchasers over misleading Vita ads. I had forgotten this happened, but in 2012, Sony and the marketing agency they worked with claimed that you could pause a game on your PS3 and pick it up on your Vita seamlessly, and you'd have the same experience.
I remember that commercial for that baseball game, MLB
like
The Show.
Now I remember it. Okay.
I remember
'cause
that ad.
It showed him like pausing it, and he's on the train playing the show.
It's on the train, yeah.
Yeah, and nobody, come on, that was never going to happen. So apparently FTC was not crazy about that, because some false advertising probably. So anybody that purchased a Vita before June 1st, 2012, you should get an email.
How are you going to prove that?
Well, here's the thing: you should get an email. If not, the website is out there. Put in your PSN name and the serial number, not the model number, from your Vita into the website, and it'll tell you. So you can get either $25 refund, a $25 PSN, like a coupon, or a $50 voucher for like these SCA game packs. There's sort of 3 of them. and they're like 4 games for either the PS3 or the Vita, kind of a combo. You probably already have those. Most of them include the God of War collection and that not really great Uncharted game for the Vita that came out on launch. You should probably take the $25 PSN code and maybe buy Bastion. So, I mean, nice that they're giving you something, but, you know,
That's weird.
yeah, it's, yeah. I don't understand.
I mean, because I imagine like technically it's capable of doing that. Whether it does that seamlessly or not, well.
I mean, I streamed some stuff from the
tried.
PS3 to the Vita. It was not the PS3 on a hardware level was not built to do that. It was a pretty bad experience. Now, when you stream stuff from the PS4, that's the experience that Sony really wanted, and I think especially now that they have Suspend Resume, which works incredibly well. Like I can I can pause Borderlands 2 and put my PS4 into rest mode. When I turn it back on, I'm in Borderlands 2 at the pause screen, just right out of the box, which, you know, the Xbox One does and has done since launch. But, you know, it's kind of nice that both consoles do that really well now.
Well, and who'd have thought that was a feature that no one ever thought of before?
Yeah, and like I'm not even one of those guys that's like, I can't believe I have to wait a minute for my PS4 to boot up fast and get in my game that doesn't have loading screens. You know, like.
Well, I mean, how many times do you
like,
want to play? You turn your PS4 Xbox on, and you're thinking like, hey, I want to play this. Oh wait, I'm still in this game.
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
like, oh, all right. Or it's just sort of like I just sat on the couch and I have a half an hour to play something. It's like, oh, it's already up. All right, cool. Yeah, nice. So, and almost all games support it. So, just right out of the box. So, it's pretty nice. And the last in our trilogy of Sony news here, we say goodbye. Not a fond farewell, but a see you later on PlayStation Home, which I had forgotten started in 2008.
I can't believe it lasted that long.
It's nearly as long as this show. This show is older than PlayStation Home, actually. It's fun to reminisce about PlayStation Home because, you know, when they originally announced it, it was like, oh man, you're going to fire up your PS3 and you're going to be in home and you can launch your games from there and you get to go to your friend's house and everybody's sitting around. Then we're playing like Uncharted together. Yeah. And then none of that ever happened.
No. All I did in home was take all my furniture and stack it in a corner.
Yep. And you said, well, that looks good.
Yep. All right. Never coming back here.
Yeah. It seemed like a really interesting idea, and man, it made Sony so much money. Holy crap. But it never really, I feel like it never found its identity. It never really knew what it wanted to do other than hang out with your friends in like cool marketing spaces and buy a cool head, right? Yeah, all right, furniture. But it never wanted to firmly plant its foot anywhere. Like it never wanted to be like, you know, the place to find small indie games, because they never put their weight behind that, so none of the indie games in there succeeded. You know, they never wanted to be the cool place where you like gamble with your friends in like a cool bar, because that never worked either. You know, they never committed to anything. And
well, essentially it was like a crappy version of Sim Apartment.
Basically, yeah, but it kind of didn't work and everybody looked really weird. It was like a clean Second Life.
Yeah.
You know, without all the gross, weird stuff that happens in that game.
Nothing like phallic clouds.
Yeah. Man, what a Second Life, man. Talk about a game that shouldn't be around anymore. Do not know how that thing has accidentally existed this long.
Because it's so weird.
It's true.
That's why it's around.
That is the old internet come to life. Oh, man.
I can't wait for a movie to be made about it.
Yeah, give it a little bit. It'll be a movie made about it in it.
Oh, I still remember that episode of The Office where Dwight's just flying around in Second Life.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. God, that game's been around for too long. All right, next news story. The Metal Gear Solid movie has a writer. That's a really weird sequence of words. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Not entirely sure why this is happening, but Jay Basu, He's the guy who recently agreed to help Universal relaunch its classic monster movies. Will write a script for a Metal Gear Solid movie.
That should be an interesting treatment.
So here's the weird thing about a Metal Gear Solid movie. We already have one. It's called Metal Gear Solid. Like, that game is just a movie. There's not... It's not like... it's like making a World of Warcraft movie, which is still happening and I think comes out this year. It's already there. We already got it. I don't... And I feel like you can't really win with something that's beloved like this, because either you take the game and you shoot it as like a live-action movie and people aren't happy because it's not different, or you make changes and people are pissed because it's not Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
Where does this fit in the canon?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
God.
why do you want to open yourself up for that argument?
God, canon discussions for Metal Gear Solid drive me crazy. Nobody can decide whether or not Revengeance is canon or not. And the people who made the game are saying two different things. Oh my god, I don't want to get into it. Drives me crazy.
Something you want to talk about, buddy?
No, I just want Metal Gear Solid 5 to come out, and so Kojima can just leave Konami so we can have this... We can stop having, like... It's like a married couple fighting on Facebook, where you're just watching and you're like, oh no... I just signed on today and it got so much worse overnight.
It's such a delicious train wreck, though.
It is, because like, I woke up the other night and I'm like looking around NeoGAF and someone's like, oh yeah, Kojima's name isn't on Zone of the Enders 2 HD collection anymore. And it's just like, now you're just being mean. Like, you're throwing your ex-wife's clothes on the lawn. Like, this is just, you're being dirty. This is dirty. And he's not on Silent Hills anymore. And it's just like, what do you... Come on, man. Just
like,
gracefully go through the
matter?
breakup. Yeah. I'm waiting for the making a mixtape phase for Konami's just like, man, I'm so sorry. I still love you.
I hope it's a Sarah McLachlan song.
It's just a CD full of Angel over and over again.
You see Kojima out front with the boombox over his head.
It's a Metal Gear shaped boombox. Oh my god. And in our last news story here, just continuing the train of really dumb weirdness, the Dragon Age DLC that came out for the amazing and awesome PC and Xbox One owners will come to the plebes like me on PS4, 360, and PS3 in May.
Oh,
come on. It's just, the DLC is not even apparently that great, and it's $15. And now, like, it's coming out in May, a day they will not specify, just a month. Like, why should I care anymore, man?
These are like the old games just keep coming back around. It's like, hey, want to do timed exclusives? Like,
yeah, it's like, no, I don't. Not for DLC. Like,
come on.
This DLC exclusivity stuff sucks. I mean, platform and console exclusive games are rough enough, but like between this and Destiny, like that's just a 1-2 punch of just double middle fingers in the air. It's like, I'm gonna happily take your money and just not give you much. Hope you liked it. Check out Destiny 2. It's like, and it's sort of like, well, we won't do that to you again, right, guys? Just kidding. Thanks for $60. Yeah.
At least the retailer stuff has slowed down a lot.
Yeah, a lot of it now is like the console exclusive, like, or retail exclusive DSC is like, you get a different costume, and it's like, I nobody cares about that anymore, and didn't care much in the first place.
No, it was neat, but you realize, like, well, whatever.
Yeah, Dimebag in chat says just like Bloodborne. Like, Amazon had a collection, like a pre-order exclusive that was like a fedora you could wear in the game. Who cares? Like, items don't even give you great stats in that game anyway, so it's sort of like, okay, I'm just gonna buy it where I buy it, which is probably Amazon anyway. But like,
great, you got a fedora.
Yeah, good job.
Congratulations, Stetson.
Yeah,
you won.
But that's all of our news stories this week, and actually, that's our episode this week. We have no tweets or emails. So
happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Don't forget you can tweet us at TVGP. You can email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. Everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join your forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our weekly game nights, pretty much Monday through Friday now.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff's on the forums. The OGs are on Monday and Friday.
Yep.
Destiny's Tuesdays.
I got my Destiny crew on Tuesday. Got
On
some
Tuesday.
PlayStation 1 on Wednesdays, which is going great. There's a ton of people. Hop in,
Yep.
find the Hannah, hop in. He's been playing a bunch of stuff.
And still Thursday night, Steam night. Need to get maybe a little more behind that one, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
One's kind of waning.
And just find us online. If we're playing something, just shoot us a message if you're playing something and be like, hey man, you want to play? And we'll say yes or no.
Yep.
If we got the time, chances are yes.
Yeah. Do not be shy. We're pretty open people.
Yeah, definitely.
Even friends of the friends are pretty cool. So
yeah,
we've collected a pretty good group of humans.
We got the best community on the internet.
This is where we're the best part of the internet. So so it's going good there. Game Club game this month is still Deadpool. Go pick it up. I love that game. I mean, if you didn't hear me earlier, I mean, I cannot gush about that game enough. It is a lot of fun.
It's cheap. It's 8 hours. It's funny. You can blow through it, 1 or 2 sittings.
Yeah, 1 or 2 sittings.
Yeah, nice and easy. And don't forget, you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. And we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
I'm the Hannah. Peace. I only have one title. Anything's worth $6.
Anything's worth $6.
Probably just gonna circle that one because that's the only one I wrote down.
Is JC in the chat?
No, he actually sent us an email. So here, and he says,
is he precognitive titles here?
He did. He said, "Afternoon, boys. So unfortunately, I have to miss this week's show due to a zombie-related holiday. That being said, I don't want to lapse in my duties. So I've come up with some titles that'll probably apply regardless of what comes up this week. So here's the list: Battlefield. Am I right? Wolverine TM in a helicopter. Company X, something silly. Internet meme but funnier. I don't think we do too many memes on the show. Yeah.
That's just anyway Borderlands.
Yeah, that's our own meme.
Yeah.
Sounds more violent it is, followed up by sounds dirtier than it is. Non sequitur. That's really our strength.
That's coup de grace right there.
Portmanteau.com, which somebody probably owns that. It's funnier if a word is in quotes. Hey man, it served us pretty well so far. Something weird happened in the live stream. You could probably just say dogs were being dogs in the live stream. Yeah. Gun/food mashup. I mean, yeah, I like video game guns and I like food. So even though I can't eat any of it anymore. Hyperbolic
You can't
statement.
have a chimichanga ever again.
No, I know it's really sad. I can't have mozzarella sticks anymore. You know how much that hurts me? I mean, not
just even cutting off cheese regardless just sucks.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. And finally, Jay-Z's weekly blueprint. So thank you, Jay-Z, for all that. I think we're just going to pick anything's worth $6. Putting our own non sequitur in there. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 389 for April 6th, 2015. Anything's worth $6.
But now it's free.
Boom.
Womp womp.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on the live stream. We'll see you next week. Bye. My hand's in front of my face.